Hey guys, Jeff and I are back down at the trailer, and we're not going to be doing a lot today. We're just kind of coming checking on things, and we're probably going to get all that stuff that was already in the trailer out of it, like all those whatnots and dishes and all that stuff. Probably going to just take that to like some kind of charity thing or something. I don't know what we're doing with it. We're not going to trash it because it's not trash. It's fine. Needs some good cleaning, but you would do that no matter what. And I don't know what else we're doing, but if we do anything, I'll be recording it. So I just wanted to get the video started and let you know we're here again. Noah stayed at home though, because we didn't see any point in him having to come down. So yeah, I'll be back. When the streams are getting strong, just hold on to me, yeah. I'm your lighthouse, I'm the sun against your dark clouds. I will always be your guiding light. I'm your lighthouse, I'm the sun against your dark clouds. I will always be your guiding light. I know you're strong. Okay, so that lid is to our trash can that's over there. But that's all cleaned up, the desk and everything. He's moving everything to the back of the truck. We're gonna see if this stuff can, like, we would prefer for it to be clean before we try to donate it, but we're just gonna take it to like one of those little boxes. Anybody who gets it would clean it up before they used it anyway. The fryer, Jeff talked about trying to see if it would work, like clean it up, see if it would work, because we don't have anything like that, but I don't know if we are or not. I'll let him decide, but this area is cleaned up now, so that's good. And we don't have to worry about that stuff being in here anymore after that. We've got this stuff, but it's trash because a lot of it is broken. That plastic stuff, hot and cold, it's just no good. And we probably will try to donate that too, because there's nothing wrong with the sink. It's just way tiny. So I don't want that. If I didn't have any choice, that's what I would be doing. But I have a choice, so we're just going to get rid of that, donate it, because someone can use it. Or I don't know, we might keep it for like doing an outside sink. I don't know yet. It's according to what Jeff wants to do. That's the doors to the cabinets. So I don't know what's happening with those yet. And then that's the cabinet for the kitchen. And obviously y'all can tell I have come down with the bug too, whatever it is. It's not terrible for me. I've been taking elderberry since Jeff got sick. I was taking it even though I wasn't feeling sick. And I'm not feeling too bad. I do have my pre-op appointment tomorrow. I called them. They said, come on in, just wear a mask. We don't want you to miss it. Just come on in. So I said, okay. So I have to do that. I have to go to my doctor tomorrow for that part. And, like I said, I don't know what else we're doing, which I don't think I told y'all about this cabinet. If we can still use this cabinet, this is the back side. The drawers are messed up. We're going to take and put a partition in there and have like one of those pull-out garbage cans. I don't know if I told y'all that or not, but instead of drawers, which are all messed up and broken and stuff, we'll have a garbage can there, and then the other will be sectioned off, like away from the garbage, for dishes, like probably cookware. Trying to get through that. There's stuff everywhere. What else do we have that we're taking out of here, Jeffrey? Do what? What thing in yonder? Oh, not that I know of, except that little that dresser thing, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's particle board stuff. We don't need it, but there's nothing wrong with it, so we'll try to donate that too. But if it gets wet, it's gone. It's no good anymore. But we're gonna, that 4-drawer dresser thing, we can get rid of it. I don't want it. What do you think? Yeah, I don't know. We could take it to like one of those thrift stores in town or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll be back later. Okay, so I counted the amount of lights we need, like ceiling fans. I am trying to talk Jeff, because this ceiling is lower than the one in the house we live in now. And there's a ceiling fan in here. I'm trying to talk Jeff into just doing the ceiling fan without the light and just do lamps in here in the living room. But he doesn't know if he wants to do that or not. Which I told him we could just, buy one, and then if we ever decide we wanted a light, we could buy a kit. Because you can get a ceiling fan that you can add a light to, but you don't have to. But I don't know if we're going to do that yet or not. Because, like I said, they're vaulted ceilings, but they are lower than the house. And I'm just kind of scared Noah's going to bang his head on it. I mean, I know it probably won't. There's plenty of space to walk around, but I don't know. He probably wouldn't. But I did think about that, just having lamps in here, but then we're trying to figure out how we're going to do that. To, like, have plenty of light and still have a ceiling fan. Another thing though is at the house in the evenings, a lot of times we just have lamps on. We have 2 lamps in there, and we don't use the ceiling fan light except mostly when I'm filming, stuff like that. So I don't know. We're trying to decide. We've got time. And, we were pushed back a little bit more because of sickness. And like I said, I am feeling a little bit like nasally, you know, sinus issue. And I did talk to my doctor about it, or my doctor's office. I talked to the one who, well, I actually talked to a nurse and the one who does the appointments, the scheduling for, oh goodness, surgeries. And they both told me, you know, just come on in, just wear a mask. As long as you're not running a fever, you're fine. So I need to check my temperature tomorrow before I go, and then, but I haven't been running a fever, so I'm fine. But none of us have. So I don't know. It's just kind of a sinus situation, it feels like. But I feel fine. Except my nose is not happy. But otherwise, I'm okay. But yeah, we're trying to figure out the ceiling fan situation. The only lights we actually know for sure about, wow, what is happening with your hair, woman? Is the outside 2 lights that we already purchased. We know for sure how we're doing those. And we're also thinking that under the kitchen cabinets, we're going to do similar thing to what we have now. Not than what we have, to what we have now. And have those little lights under it, but do it a different way so that it's not as noticeable. I've been looking at different things, trying to figure out some things, and I have some ideas. So we'll see what we're going to do about that, because we do need light. I like a lot of light when I'm cooking, whether I'm filming or not. I like a lot of light. I don't know why, I just do. I always have. So we'll see what happens. And we want it to be low profile anyway in there, so that, you know, it's not hanging down too much, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. But I'll be back at some point. I just thought I would talk to you a little bit about that. Okay, so we took the stuff to the thrift thing, and now Jeff's getting the garbage we're going to take back to the house and put in a garbage bag, or garbage can at the house. There's really nothing else we can do today, and nothing else we feel like doing today. So we're going to go back to the house. And then, when I get home, I'm going to do the Bible study. So after this, it will be the Bible study, because today is Thursday. The day you see this, it will be Thursday. So I always like to tell y'all that the Bible study's coming up. And if you don't want to stay for that, then you're welcome to go. I thank you for being here as long as you have. And we are going to be doing that next. So, yeah, that's going to be happening. I don't know what's happening today with my brain. It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Does that ever happen to you whenever you're not feeling well? I mean, I feel okay. It's just all this sinus stuff is bleh. I'll be back. Okay, guys, we are back home, and now it's time for Bible study. This is the Bible in 52 Weeks, a year-long Bible study for women. It's by Kimberly D. Moore. And I have been asked if I'm going to do this the rest of the year. No, I'm not, because this is actually something that I was supposed to have finished last year, I want to say, but things got in the way, and I really got off track with different things happening that I could not share with you guys. So after this is done, I won't be doing it. I'll be going on to another one, but I do want to finish this one. So this next one is Think Big, where we're supposed to read Isaiah 47 through 66. You're supposed to have 6 days to read and then 1 day to catch up. So if you don't read it all, that's fine. If you do read it all, that's fine. If you don't have this book, that's fine. But also, I want you to know there is another book that looks very similar to this. Same title, except a different author. I do not like that book. I did buy it. I did try to share it with you guys some. I did not like it. So I got rid of it. So anyway, just don't want you to get the wrong one. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm not going to take a lot of time to do this because it is already 6 p.m. and we didn't get home till late because we went by my sister-in-law's, and anyway, we had to do, we had some talking and stuff, which we think we might have got the sickness from her. She's got sick first. Don't know for sure, but she's still fighting it. As I said, I have got a little bit of something going on too, but it's not like Jeff and Noah's. It's not like hers. But you know, the same sickness can affect people different ways. It's just like a sinus situation, like a cold. But I'm okay. And I think I did mention that I have pre-op tomorrow, and the doctor told me, they told me to come on in. I think I mentioned that. I don't know. Maybe I'm repeating myself. Maybe I'm just talking about it now. I don't know which one. But by the time you see this, it'll be over with. Alright, so in Isaiah 54, we find God speaking to people who had been exiled to Babylon and left there for 70 years. How would you like to be exiled somewhere for 70 years? Left. He calls them barren because they had spent many years not living up to their promise. They were spiritually stuck in a rut and unable to prosper. We can be stuck in Babylon, even if it's for a year, a week, a month, a day, and it can feel like torture. Babylon as in stuck in a spiritual rut where we are stuck, stagnant, not moving, not growing. Let me just keep going because I'm going to get all off track. Alright, they had been promised a future of abundance, but at this point, they were fruitless in the church of God's kingdom. What do you do when you know you're supposed to be doing more than what you're doing? What do you do when you know you're not operating at your potential? A spiritual rut can leave you feeling defeated, stuck, and stagnant. Just what I just said. You have all the tools, but the tools aren't working for you. You know you have what it takes, but you have nothing to show for it. What do you do? What do you do? Okay. Isaiah told the children of Israel to start making preparations based on their promise. Even though they were in exile, he told them to prepare with their future in mind instead of settling for what they had right then. In order to do that, they had to refuse to be limited by their present status. They had to see their potential and work toward that. Now, we might say, okay, in a job, we know that we're at the bottom rung and we're just like stuck there. We're not moving up. We're not getting ahead in this job. We're not getting further in this job. We're not being promoted. We're doing all the things, but we're somehow stuck there. We're being overlooked. We're not getting where we're supposed to be. Well, instead of us sitting there and getting depressed and annoyed and hurt and all these things, we need to look at what we're supposed to get. And once we start looking towards that, our minds will change. Our feelings will change. Sometimes we might need to leave that place. Sometimes. Okay. That's a lesson for us as well. We've got to stop limiting ourselves and start reaching beyond our normal limitations. My sister, you will never know how much you can accomplish until you stretch yourself. You've got to change the way you see yourself. You've got to start thinking bigger. Your present life circumstances should not hinder your dreams and desires for better or greater things. Like right now, we are stuck in this house and we keep having setbacks with the mobile home. Are we getting stuck in this and getting sad and depressed and angry and hurt? No. We're still looking toward that dream of getting back in the country, getting back closer to family, getting back to homesteading the way we should be, the way we, having the animals we should have, or we want to have. Well, it's not necessarily we should have, but we're looking towards where we want to go, getting debt free. That's the main big thing, other than getting close to family. But we're looking at the dream. We're looking at the place where we are headed, not where we are. Because if we look where we are right now, we're stuck in a city that we don't enjoy. We're stuck in a house that's fine, not a problem. This house would be really great if it was somewhere else. But we're in this environment that we don't love. And quite honestly, this city is getting worse. There's murders and shootings and all kinds of things happening more and more and more. If I took you around this city, and I had taken you around this city 3-4 years ago, you would not think it was the same place. This place is nasty now. There's garbage everywhere. But we're not looking at that situation. We're looking at where we're going. We're looking at what we are accomplishing. We're looking at where we want to be, where we feel that God is directing us, because that is the biggest thing. I feel like God is directing us where we're going, because for years we prayed about moving. We prayed about what we were supposed to be doing, and we didn't ever feel comfort or peace until we went into the direction where we're going now. Now we feel comfort, we feel peace, we feel happiness, we feel joy, we feel everything that we should be feeling. Now, are we having setbacks? Yes. I got sick. Jeff and Noah got sick. You know, I was hospitalized. We found a lot of problems with the mobile home that we didn't think we were going to have. We have had lots of setbacks, but has any of that gotten us down? Has any of us stopped us? Has any of it set us back in our mental state? No, we keep looking towards where we're going, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. I'm just all over the place. Okay. The truth is, ladies, we hold ourselves back. We think we can't accomplish certain things because our present status doesn't look like we think it should. Like my back right now, this situation I'm in, I can't do a lot with my back the way it is. After the end of this month, on the 31st, there's going to be at least 2 months that I will be able to do almost nothing. Way less than I can do now. Am I going to let that get me down? Am I going to let that stop me? No. I'm going to keep going. Let's see, where was I at? We think we can't start a business because we don't have enough money on hand. Or that we can't be a homeowner because we don't have the best credit scores. But for those who have a capacity to believe, God is enlarging your capacity to receive. Now, I'm not into the name it and claim it kind of situation. I know that some people are. I know some people think that you can just name whatever you want and it's going to happen. That's not the way God works. He's not a genie in a bottle. He's not going to just give you something because you want it. It's got to be in His will. So we got to think about that kind of thing too. Even though the children of Israel were in the worst possible situation, exiled in Babylon, God was offering them a glimpse of where they were going. That goes for you too. Make room for who and what He's sending your way. You're used to living in your small space, but this next season is not only about you. It's about the responsibility He's about to entrust you with for that job. It's about the larger platform He's preparing for you, with you in mind. Start putting those plans together now, but don't plan with only yourself in mind. Plan with expansion in mind. Think big. God is not a little God. He is not a God who thinks small and He's going to put you in a small place. He has big plans for you. It might be right where you're sitting. You may never leave where you're at, but He may bring some sort of harvest to you. And I'm not talking about things. I'm talking about a spiritual harvest. I'm talking about He might use you to bring more souls to Him, to bring more people into His kingdom. Don't think just because you're a housewife, or just because you're a stay-at-home mom, or just because you're just a simple person in an office that God can't use you to bring more people to Him. We have a loud voice if we want to have it. And God will use that voice. He will send you out to bring people to Him, because that's our jobs. Ultimately, our job is to tell people about Him. It is to tell people about Jesus. And I'm going to say this like I say all the time. The only way you can know Jesus is to read His Word. The only way you can get bigger in Him is to stay in His Word. The only way that you can have a wonderful relationship with Him is to stay in His Word. Stick in it every day, and you will find that your joy is bigger. Your friendships are bigger. Your relationships with your spouse, with your children, with your loved ones, everything is bigger. Not saying your bank account's going to get bigger. That may or may not happen. Not saying your house is going to get bigger. That may or may not happen. Not saying you're going to have everything you want. That may or may not happen. But your joy will be full if you are sticking with God, because He is a big God and He can do so much for you. And this has just had me so excited, thinking about all the things that He can do, even with our small little lives. He can do so much. And all we got to do is stay in His Word and tell other people about Him. And just shout it from the rooftops or whisper it in someone's ear. You don't even have to be super loud. You can be just that friend who actually doesn't even ever say anything about God, and they just notice something's different about her. What's so different about her? She doesn't act like everybody else. She doesn't do things like everybody else. What's going on with her? And then one day they might be like, well, girl, why do you have so much joy? Why are you always happy? Even in the bad times, you're happy. Then you can say, hey, it's Jesus. It's Him. Because from total experience, I used to be like defeated and down all the time. Never happy, even though I looked happy all the time. But God brings me this joy. He brings me this fullness. He brings me this love that I have never felt anywhere else. And all I had to do was stick in His Word. Dream bigger with His Word in mind. Because, like I said, if it doesn't line up with His Word, if it doesn't line up with His plans for you, it's not going to work out. But He has big plans for all of us. We just have to stay in the Word. We have to study His Word. Even if you can't study, you can always read it. If you can't read it, you can listen to it on the internet. You can listen to it on an app. There's so many ways. Like my mama, I have talked about it so many times, she can't read that well. And now that she's older, she can't see to read the Bible that well, so she listens to it. It's out there for you to listen to. And you can get it for free. She bought hers because she didn't do internet until recently, which really freaked everybody out. Because whenever I found out Mama had internet, I was like, what? You don't even own a computer. She has a smart device, though. But anyway, I don't know. I was excited about this. Think big. Think bigger than you are. Because God is bigger than all of us put together. And with all of us put together, He can have big things happening if we choose to be His vessels. We have to choose. He's not going to force us. As I have said many times, He is a gentleman. He will not pressure you to do anything. He will not push Himself on you. He will love you, and that will be it. That will be fine. It'll be all great, but He's not going to make you do anything. It's got to be your choice. All we got to do is get to know Him, and we'll learn. He's a gentleman. So, I guess that's all I have to say about that. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I guess I am. Week 36, prayer still works. Acts 1, we're getting back in the New Testament, y'all, through 21. That's what we're reading. I will try to remember to put it on the screen. I did not remember this last time. I'm so sorry. Acts 1 through 21, that's the chapters we read. I will try to remember to put it on the screen. If I don't put it on the screen, it will be in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and thank you so much for listening to this Bible study if you did. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. I hope it did not seem too weird. But then again, I'm weird, and that's okay. I'm going to breathe now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload. It's totally free. Hitting that red button is free. Now, YouTube TV is not, but this is not YouTube TV. Also, if you think someone would enjoy my channel, go ahead and share it with them. You know I do all kinds of things. If you've been watching me for a little while, you know I'm all over the place. I'm doing all sorts of things. Never the same thing. Well, sometimes the same thing. But it's always different, isn't it? Maybe. I don't know. I feel different. So, most importantly, leave me a comment down below. If you have a prayer request, leave that in the comment section too, because I will not be the only one praying for you. Other people who read the comments will pray for you as well. And we have our little community here, and there's a lot of praying ladies and some praying men. There's only a few men. I've only had one, really, that comments very often. Two, well, another one does sometimes. But anyway, thank you again, and remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.